Letting go. What is it? What does it look like? And do you have to do it in order to manifest? These are things that we're going to be talking about in this video. And I know that you guys are going to enjoy this one because we're going to clear up some things that some people kind of understood wrong or heard differently elsewhere. And we're just going to talk about what that really looks like and what you need to be doing in order to manifest your dream life. So before I get into that, as you already know, if you need any guidance, any help on your journey, feel free to go to embodythestate.com and you can grab any type of services I have. I recently took away voice message services just so I could focus more on the clients I already have. And I'm going to be clearing through all of them in the next 2 days, actually. So anyone that's waiting on anything from me, don't worry about it. We're catching up already. And I already stopped people from grabbing new packages because I've been so busy with them. And I'm just going to be focusing on email. And mainly, if you need my attention ASAP, feel free to grab a call. Do you need it in order to manifest? The answer is no. You don't need to spend a penny, not from me and not from anyone else. You don't need to buy anything, guys. It's only there if you can afford it. And other than that, just listen, get a notepad out, take some notes, and trust me, because what I'm teaching you guys is not my opinion. It's not my new techniques that I just want to take credit for, even if they're unhealthy for you mentally. It's things from the past masters or greats that you can call them, and I'm just teaching it in a modern way. That's all it is, okay? So that being said, let's get into it, guys. And letting go. So what is it, first of all, right? You hear that all the time. Letting go, letting go, letting go. You have to let go. If you don't let go, you're never going to get your desire, right? Trust me, I've heard it all. I've seen so many videos, so many titles, so many different people talking about it in different ways, right? Some are the same and some are different. But at the end of the day, I do have a lot of people coming up to me and they seem very confused on the topic. They seem to think that letting go means you have to let go of your desire. And that's not really what you're doing, right? Like, why would you be put on this planet to desire things? And the only way you're going to get them is by not desiring them anymore, right? It makes no sense. So when you realize that, everything that you're doing is actually designed for you. You're promised these things. There's nothing outside of you, right? You're supposed to experience these things. So when you are told that you're supposed to let go of your desire in order to get it, that's kind of damaging you, right? Because a lot of people come to me and they say, how am I supposed to not think about my desire? How am I supposed to not want my desire? And that's what we're going to clear up today, okay? So there's nothing wrong with wanting a desire. I've wanted things until the day they've arrived, right? It's nothing to do with the desire itself. It's what you do when the desire falls upon you, as Neville says, right? It's when it hits you. What are you going to be doing, right? What are you doing internally in your imagination? And that's the part that counts, right? So when we talk about letting go, we're not talking about letting go of your desire. We're not talking about letting go of the thing you want most, and the only way you're going to get it is if you stop wanting it, right? That makes no sense. That would be such a torturous way to live based on the creator, right? Like, you would have to be very inhumane for it to work like that. That being said, what you're supposed to actually let go is the old you, right? And Neville talks about this. So do other people, but Neville talks about it. And most commonly, you guys heard about the pearl of great price, right? And now he discusses that in order to, purchase the pearl of great price, you need to let go of all the old belongings, right? Let go of the old you. And he even goes into more detail, right? He explains that, you can't put, new wine into old bottles. And also he explains you can't, put on new labels on old garments, right? So you have to change entirely. You have to let go, which is correct. You do have to let go, but it's not of the desire. It's of the actual old you. It's the version of you that most identifies with not having your desire, right? And when you realize that letting go, all it is, it's just letting go of the thing that keeps you into this 3D, right? And I tell my clients all the time, if you want things to change fast, you have to practice accepting the new you over and over and over again. And you have to practice letting go of the old you, right? The you that manifested this. And I know it sounds easier said than done. I know that some of you are going to hear this and say, yeah, but how do we do it? We're all not like you. We can't just snap our fingers and control our mind. And truth be told, you can. It's just, you guys think it's a lot harder than it is, right? But think about it. Like, if you understand, and let's break it down logically. I know a lot of people don't like to mix logic with the law of assumption, but I like to use logic through the law of assumption, I should say, right? So when you understand that in order to manifest anything, you have to become the new person, right? You have to become the new you. And in order to become the new you, you have to practice entering that state of consciousness, entering that identity, correct? So now that you know this, right? And you realize that by entering this new identity, it's going to start getting rid of the old you, right? And on top of that, if you want to make it even easier to accept your new identity, you have to keep in the back of your mind that little, that little piece of information that says the only way to get results fast is by letting go of the old you, right? You have to keep it in the back of your mind that your inner world is your true reality. And when you understand that what you let go of, and in other words, it's the version of you that pretty much manifested all this. So if you're single and you've got broken up with, or you're trying to manifest love in a different form, whether it's someone you've never been in a relationship with, whether you're trying to manifest money, whether you're trying to manifest a different career, a car, you name it, right? Health, it doesn't matter, right? There is a version of you that is experiencing the things that you want. So start contemplating those things, right? When you hear the words let go, it's not letting go of the desire. It has nothing to do with that, guys. It's about understanding when the desire hits you, when it falls upon you, and now you're aware of this desire. It's understanding in those moments that you have to now make the decision in that moment that it falls upon you. Am I going to accept the new me and jump into the new me? Or am I going to continue with the old me, right? And that is the opposite of letting go. That is pretty much you're guaranteeing that tomorrow stays the same and next week and so on and so on. So when you realize these things as well, you're going to logically be like, you know what? It doesn't benefit me. Like, why would I do this, right? And I've even said this with clients. I always tell them, look at life through the eyes of the law of assumption. Like, you have to practice. You have to train your mind, right? It's kind of like training a new employee. And this is like a video I'll make separately because it's such a vital point. But it's like you're training an employee, right, to do things for you. So imagine you're the boss and you want to kind of take a step back from work, but you want to have someone run the show while you're away, but you can trust it, right? That's what mental diet is when you consistently choose to accept the new you. In other words, for SP, because it's the most common thing I deal with, right? So we'll just use SP as an example. If SP is not your goal and you are listening to this, do not worry. Just switch the end goal, but with your desire, right? And tweak certain things around. At the end of the day, what matters the most is, have you accepted the new identity in the moment that you thought about it, okay? So for SP people, right, when you think of your person, so let's say I'm thinking of, I'll use the favorite name that you guys all love because I use it all the time as an example, but Melissa, right? And it's so funny because we always joke, especially on the lives and stuff, it's that I'm going to manifest a Melissa in my life just from all the times I use that name as an example. And truth be told, it's like I've probably got like 3 or 4 Melissa clients now, which is like hilarious. But, I want you guys to realize when I think of this imaginary Melissa, right? I don't think of her and then start looking at her from the perspective of, okay, I wonder if I'm going to get her, right? Or I hope I get her. Or is she going to be my girlfriend? I don't do any of that. I understand and I trust that I have to let go of the old me if I want to manifest Melissa, right? So since this whole video is about letting go, we're going to get into this, right? So now Melissa's on my mind, right? And I want to manifest her. I know for a fact, if I continue looking at Melissa as the version of me that is in this present reality, in other words, the version of Michael that is trying to get her, that is doing techniques and processes to get her, right? If I keep viewing her as someone that is not mine, as someone apart from me, then I'm screwed, right? Then I'm going to continue manifesting more of that tomorrow and again and again and again. So when you realize that this is counterproductive, logically, your brain will kind of be like, you know what, we shouldn't be doing this. And you instantly go to instead the acceptance of the new you, right? You let go of the old self. And that's what I do. I let go of my old self. When Melissa pops in my mind, I'm not looking at her as anything other than my end result that I want. So if I want to be in a loving, happy relationship with her, I have to start viewing her as someone that is already mine. So what does that look like? So in my mind, if I'm in a happy and loving relationship with Melissa, I'm doing things that the version of me that let go of the past is doing, right? So I'm picturing us at the mall. We're holding hands, right? That's something I've done with any girl I've ever dated. We always end up at the mall somehow and holding hands. So for me, it's very common to picture a mall and hand holding, right? I would see us maybe at like Sephora or some makeup place and planning dates. I'll be telling her things in my head, right? I'll be hearing my own voice saying, hey, sweetie, I made a reservation at, and then I'll just name her favorite restaurant. And I'll hear her, in response, tell me something, right? And that's just one technique of like infinite that you can do. But I'm just showing that I do the process in order to kind of get myself in my imagination. And this whole time, I'm not looking at, oh, but how is this going to work? Oh, this feels fake. This isn't real. And I can't feel it or see it. So this is just crazy. It's none of that, right? Instead, I'm doing this all because I understand that my outside is going to change the moment I start letting go of my old me and I practice returning to the new me, right? It's all about going back to the new me. So because Melissa popped in my head and I now did all these things, I start picturing us holding hands at the mall, doing whatever, and then I start, telling her the things I've planned for us, the weekend getaway, what I reserved, where we're going, and I hear her jump for joy. Whatever technique I choose, it doesn't matter. It's just an example. I'm not saying you have to do it, but whatever technique I have chosen to do, it has me now thinking as the man who has her already, and now I'm picturing that life, and now that I'm picturing that life, the only thing left for me to do is to now accept the new me. I'm seeing us at the cottage, cuddling on a boat, and I know that she loves the view, right? And I can feel her under my arm, right? Even as I'm talking with my eyes open, there's like a small percent of me that can kind of feel her like right under my arm. It's like as if she has her head on my chest here. And I'm telling you guys, it's not that I'm some like guru or some crazy powerful manifester in some sense that is like more powerful than you. I just understand that everything out here is not real. I understand that all this out here that's in my 3D is just a reflection of what I've been doing within. My bank balance, my love life, any relationship I have with anyone, all that is because of things I've accepted, right? So I take the good with the bad, and that's why I don't stress about it. And that's why letting go isn't so scary, right? It's not about letting go of your desire, right? I'm going to think of Melissa all the time. And for me, as someone that, when I have manifested my SP in the past, right? Especially, I'll use the very first one I manifested as an example because I've used her commonly. But when I manifested her, I told you guys, right? I thought about her like 10 hours a day. I was at work, I'm thinking about her, 8-10 hours. On the way there, thinking about her. On the way home, thinking about her, right? Imagine someone told me I had to let go, right? Imagine someone told me, you want to manifest your ex back? You can't want her anymore. If you still want her, then you're never going to get her, right? And if I didn't know any better, I'd be scared. But I understand that when someone says that, it just, to me personally, right? Because I've literally seen people say this. I just think that they haven't understood that the letting go part is not literal. It's not letting go of the desire, right? And usually with more studying, you realize this, but you'll realize that the letting go is of your old self. It's of the version of you that still looks, or I should say me, that still looks at Melissa from the perspective of, I'm single. I've been trying to get her for days or weeks or months or whatever, years, right? It doesn't matter. All that is the old me. If it does not imply from the perspective as well that I have her already, if I am not imagining myself with her and things that to me imply the wish fulfilled, then I understand there is no point accepting that. So that like all those negative things, all the lack of, whoa, where did the fly come from? Sorry about that. It's like a fly attacking me. And, all those things that come from those, I guess the best way to explain it is it's like the wanting part, there's a word for it. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but there's a part of you guys that we all have it where we are so caught up on sorry guys, my dog was asking for water. I didn't realize he drank his whole bowl. I had to go switch it midstream. I didn't want you guys hearing him slurp and stuff, so I just paused it. But that being said, there's a lot of, a lot of us have this thing within us that I was explaining that we kind of think we have to do everything perfect, right? We are so afraid, and, when someone speaks confidently about the law, that we just trust it, right? But truth be told, there's a lot of bad information out there, right? And you guys have to know that letting go is not something that has to be scary or super serious. It's as simple as deciding. It's deciding that you have whatever it is that you're looking for, guys, okay? So if you are looking for love, in other words, you're looking for that SP, you're looking for that commitment, right? Your only job is to stop looking at them from the perspective of the old you that manifested that. Stop looking at them from the perspective of the present version of you, right? So a lot of you right now, if I tell you, think about your SP, a lot of you will naturally go to looking at them, and you'll automatically accept that they are just someone that you're trying to manifest, right? Instead of looking at them as and then celebrating it the moment you kind of see them in your mind, right? And that's all it is we are practicing celebrating, right? Because when you celebrate the new you and having your desire, you're literally letting go of the old you. How can you be in fulfillment but be in the old self at the same time, right? It makes zero sense. So that's what letting go is. It's not about not wanting your desire. That's nonsense, right? I don't want you guys thinking that you have to stop wanting your desire. You can want it till the day you die. Your only job is, am I going to fulfillment when I think about it, right? Am I going straight to knowing it's done within myself, right? Because it's not about the 3D. It's never been about the 3D, guys. This is a game. We are all in a game. And it's up to you guys to understand, if you want to change anything in your future that will become your present, then your job is to now, in the present moment, practice letting go of the old you, letting go of the versions of yourself that keep you held back in this reality. So the old you looks at SP and worries, stalks their Instagram, right? Or lurks them anywhere on social media, right? The old you does all these negative habits that is looking for evidence of the bad, right? The old you does all these things. The old you looks at that person as someone that you're trying to manifest and that you're desperate and you're kind of stalking their stuff and you're just hoping they don't find a third party. Whatever it is, guys, that's the old you. That's the unhealthy you. That's the you that manifested this. Your job now is, if you want love or if you want money, whatever the end result is, you have to, every time you think about your goal, go straight to the end, guys. You have to start accepting these things of yourself. You can't, expect a better future, but not change yourself in the present. It makes no sense, guys, okay? So I want you all to realize it's not about letting go of your desire. It's not about doing your best to not think about it. If you want to think about it all day, good, guys. Just make sure when you think about it, majority of the time you are returning to the new you. In other words, you are letting go of your old self. The old self that has accepted that you are single, that you don't have money, that you don't have your career, whatever it may be. You are letting go of all the logical facts in your mind. You are letting go of everything that is telling you, all your senses that are saying you don't have this thing. Your life is not the way you want it to be. All that, you are letting go of it. You are choosing to, even though it's in your face and it's telling you you do not have your desire while you're imagining. Your job is to understand that your inner world is the thing that gets reflected outwards. And if you understand that it's your inner world, what you do within yourself, what you repeatedly accept of yourself, is what's going to be your experience in the future. So when you understand this, you guys need to be taking advantage of it. Don't let go of your desire. Instead, ramp it up if you want. Think about it all day if you want. Just make sure you are not going to the negative, right? It's okay if you go to the positive. Let's say you think about it 100 times in a day, right? And out of 100 times, maybe you've only went to fulfillment, 13 or 12, doesn't matter, right? Just make sure that you don't go into the negative and fear and doubt and lack more than that, right? You want to go to bed at the end of the day with having done good work, right? And when I say work, I'm very loosely using the word because it's not really work, guys. It's just a matter of making a choice. And that's what I say work is. It's just making a choice. It pops in the head. And right then and there, that is your moment to decide, am I going to let go of the old me or am I going to accept the new me and begin celebrating within, right? And, that's also a video I'm going to make as well because it's all about celebrating it before you get it, right? Even Joe Dispenza talks about this, how it's about experiencing it in your inner world before you get it outside. You have to start experiencing it within over and over again. And eventually your subconscious mind plays catch up. It's like, okay, this guy keeps saying that he's wealthy. I guess he's wealthy. Let's give him wealth. Boom. And then it happens, right? Same thing with love. If every time you think of your SP and then you are going straight to fulfillment, you are choosing to feel loved, to feel grateful, to go for joy, to celebrate it in advance, right? That's great. That is you identifying. You cannot be grateful or joyful or have relief for something that you don't have, but at the same time, be in lack. It makes no sense. In that moment, you can only feel those things and identify with those things if you have them, right? And that's why I love states, because you can't be in a state of lack and fulfillment, right? It's an oxymoron. So, and by the way, before I go further into this, I just want you to know, you don't have to feel a feeling all the time. I've seen some people get confused with that. I've seen some even clients seem to think that if they can't feel a feeling that they're screwed, right? And that's not the case. So, rest assured that it's okay. And if you don't feel a feeling, think about it. Your only job is to ask yourself, okay, even though I don't feel a feeling, do I still accept it? And like, have I truly accepted it? And if the answer is yes, and you really don't feel any type of resistance, and you truly feel like, you know what, I've accepted it. Just like I know I have a cell phone, I choose to accept that I have this thing, even though I physically cannot see it. If you have that mentality, if you truly have accepted it in the knowing, just like you have a cell phone, right? You're not jumping for joy for your cell phone, correct? You're not feeling grand emotions when you think about your cell phone, right? And when you tell yourself, I have a cell phone. So if you have a similar result with your desire, especially after a while of fulfilling yourself, it's completely okay, guys. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to feel these grand feelings. Me personally, I'm able to feel feelings like 99% of the time, guys. Honestly, like right now as I speak, I'm trying to think of the last time I've tried to, evoke a feeling, and honestly, I can't remember. To me, it's so simple because when I accept a fact fully, my body just reacts that way naturally. I can't help but feel grateful because I live life through the eyes of the law of assumption, guys. I live life through the eyes of the Creator. How can I think of my desire and be afraid? It makes no sense when I'm aware of the law of assumption, right? I know what I can do. I know what my inner world is, right? There's nothing stopping me. So when I think of Melissa, I know for a fact that if I accept that she is mine right now, even though logically and physically I can't touch her and hold her and I don't have proof that she is mine, I don't give a crap because I'm choosing to let go of the old me. I'm grabbing it and I'm throwing it out, right? And instead, I'm going straight to fulfillment. And what does fulfillment mean to me? It means love to me. It means gratitude. It means joy. It means relief. It means me smiling. It means just me saying thank you. It doesn't matter, guys. But, fulfillment to me is just feeling either all those things, a mixture in some sort, or just one or two of them. It doesn't matter, right? But whenever I accept that Melissa pops in my head and now she is my girlfriend, right? That's my loving woman. I can't believe I get to cherish her and spoil her and do all these things and plan dates and surprise her and pick up from work when she's not expecting. All these things are things that I'm contemplating, right? I'm excited to make her happy. And because I'm now thinking of how I'm going to make her happy, now I'm thinking of all the surprises I get to do for her. I get to spoil her, I get to take her out to restaurants and eat and go shopping and stuff like that. Whatever it is that I want to do that makes, me feel happy and makes me feel like the good boyfriend, then I'll picture myself doing these things. And even just explaining that, I literally have a bit of tingles that kind of came up, up to here. And it kind of stops just above the solar plex for me. But, it's weird. It's so easy to accept a new fact. It's once you fully understand and you accept that your job is to view life from the eyes of the law, in other words, the Lord or law of assumption, whatever you want to call it, right, through God, then you realize, guys, there is no reason you cannot accept the new you and let go of the old you. If you want to manifest anything, your only job is to start practicing accepting the new you. And by accepting the new you, you are choosing to consciously let go of the old you. But if you stay stuck on the old you, then nothing's going to change, guys. If you've been manifesting at this for a while and you've seen no results, I don't want you to blame yourself, but truly ask yourself, have you been doing what I've talked about in this video? Have you actually been training your mind with, it takes honestly no effort, but have you been training your mind that every time you think about your desire, you go straight to accepting that it's yours? And it's not like you're saying, oh, I accept that it's mine. But then you don't really actually accept the fact that it's yours through the understanding that it's your inner world that gets pushed out. And therefore, it makes no sense to not accept, this new identity repeatedly, because then you're not going to get it, right? So when you do these things, if you're not doing them, ask yourself, why not, right? Think about it. Everyone that is watching this right now, think of your desire right now. And I'll give you guys 10 seconds, right? So just pop it up in your head and just whatever. It can be a picture, it can be a video, doesn't matter. And as you are listening to this, right now with your desire on your mind, just choose, throw out logic out the window. Block your mind. Just nothing makes sense. Whatever you say goes. That's the only thing you remember. Right now, in this moment, make a snap, boom, and accept it that you already have it, that it is yours. Just accept that it's already yours. If it helps you and you want to, and it makes you, it's kind of like a placebo. If you think feeling something will be okay, that's how I know I shifted. Okay, then let's placebo yourself. Just imagine right now in this moment, you just received your desire. It doesn't matter how, but jump to the end result, past the how. right now, just throw out all logic out the window. Accept that you have received it right now in this moment. So if your SP just right now knocked on your door, and if you're a woman, right, grabbed you, kissed you, and carried you, whatever, to the couch, to the bed, whatever you guys are gonna do, right? Imagine that happens, or it's going to happen, right? Start experiencing that. Either one is the same result. Like, think about it. If you know that your SP is gonna knock on your door and give you everything you wanted, and it's going to be happily ever after, no matter what, you can now start feeling excited, right? I'm sure that some of you have even thought of what I just explained, and just the thinking of that got you guys tingly, got you guys, butterflies, maybe a positive, like, nervous energy, whatever, like that excitement, that anxiety of, oh my God, it's actually gonna happen. Like, whatever it is, right? The relief, the gratitude, the joy, you name it. Right then and there, that is you accepting a fact, right? Because you wouldn't feel that if you hadn't accepted it, right? So that's all that's asked of you. And if you can't feel the feelings, it's okay. Remember, do the mental check I asked you to do. And just understand it's the knowing. Go towards the knowing that it's yours, because you understand your inner world is your outside reality, guys, okay? So that's pretty much it for this video. Honestly, I could talk about this for hours and hours, so I'll definitely be making more videos on this topic alone. I'll probably make it a part 2 or something like that, and for those of you that want to hear different topics, by the way, feel free to comment down below. Let me know what it is you want, guys, because I always love teaching the law, and, I'm always trying to do the best I can on the topics that I know, that I'm kind of inspired. Not that I know, I should say that I'm inspired to talk about, right? But I know that a lot of you guys have similar issues too. So if there's something I haven't really covered yet on my TikTok, or especially on YouTube, and that you want longer content of, please let me know down below, guys, okay? And I'm glad to make a video. I might not make it the next one, but it'll definitely get done, because there's so many topics to cover and I have so many things to say. So if you've made it this far, guys, I want you to know I love you very much, and I appreciate all the support. And, I mentioned this earlier in the video, but for those of you that are worried about the voice messaging being away, I just archived it so no one can buy it right now. They're going to be coming back. I just want to focus more on the clients and things like that, and I want to just speed everything up for everyone, and I want to just clear all the logs and stuff like that. So anyone that needs me, one-on-one calls is the fastest way to get me, right? I'm not booked like months in advance or weeks in advance. If you look on my website and you click book now, whatever times are available, those are the times. If you buy them, like, that's reserved for you, right? So, if you guys need any help, it's there for you. Do you need it in order to manifest? No, it's just a luxury of saving you time and a bunch of trial and error and things like that. But do you need it? Honestly, no. I didn't have a mentor growing up, and then with the law and stuff like that, I didn't have anyone I could pay to teach me. I'm just a result of years and years of study, hours and hours and hours of research, trial and error, heartbreak, tears, resentment, you name it. I went through it all, right? And this created the product that I am now. So, that being said, I love you all very much. I'll finally let you guys go. And this video is almost 30 minutes, so not bad, guys. You guys almost get 2 30s in a row. So, I'll be trying to keep these longer, because I know a lot of you guys travel and stuff like that. So anyways, enough talking for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I love you all very much, and I look forward to the next video. And take care, guys, okay?